than 10% of the water take from out of the Blue Spring. Pataru takes far, far more. In fact, the biggest use of water out of the Blue Spring historically was the TTT mill, who used it to wash down their yard. And right now, as water is used by the concrete company to make concrete, so they're putting the water into that and then using that as that. So the water is a commodity and we have to face it, but water is used a lot. The people who make the most money out of water per litre is your coffee shop. It charges $4.90 for a cup of water. And
not
so
true.
these are the way that...
Not true. $10.50 a litre I used to charge. Of Pataru water.
And so this is it. Nobody owns water, and that's the area. And if you raise that and you start doing that, recognise then that this is what the Maori iwi Forum at present is arguing with the government and saying water is part, and our water is probably 50 to 100 years old in the Te Waihau. So who owned that water back then? You're going to open up a big can of worms if we say we own water, because I can assure you that we will then be looking at what are iwi rights, what are the rest. Nobody owns water, and if you don't own it, you can't sell it. That's fraud.
Don't photograph us, thank you.
What gets me though is, you know, the council puts in on a drought, and if there's a drought out there, restrictions on the ratepayers. The water companies still produce, they send it to China.
Yeah, and
there's no restrictions on them.
And Peter, look, that's fair. I mean, one of the challenges we have in this district is when you listen, if you listen to the radio, you'll hear water restriction level 2 or whatever, because that tends to apply to Hamilton and Waipa. You guys probably listen to it and think we need to abide by that. Reality is we haven't actually had any significant water issues in the South Waikato. In fact, it's actually an advantage we have. And Rod, I'll get you to turn this off while I say this, please. Could you turn that off? Thank you. Francis, will you promise me you won't record this? You turn it off?